Chapter 43. When the Wind Turned. Because of the Lord's great love we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Lamentations 3 verses 22 to 23. James moved with calm precision, but it was the kind of calm that comes from knowing panic would undo everything. He flung open the shed doors, shoving aside tools and crates, his boots scraping across the concrete as he yanked the fire pump into position, hoses trailing. Ruthie ran, breath ragged, chest burning. Naomi was beside her. Inside the house, everything felt too still, too full of memories to touch. Her hands shook as she grabbed the emergency bag, heart thudding. She reached for the pillowcase, stuffing it with James's family photos, the ones in cracked frames and with bent corners. Then the memory box from under the bed, her fingers hesitating on the lid for half a second. It felt like stealing from the past. Bear barked wildly at the front door, his nails clicking across the floor, spinning in tight, frantic circles. Ruthie's eyes flicked to the windows. The sky. The sky had turned gold, but not the kind of gold that sang of sunrise or wheat fields. This gold was thick, choking, burnt. The smoke had turned the world into an old photograph curling at the edges. Ash danced through the air like cursed snow, weightless but heavy with meaning. Outside, James and Ruthie moved quickly, hands working on instinct. Water, first aid kits, tins, blankets, flashlights. His grandfather's worn Bible with pages soft from years of prayers. Each item flung into the back of the ute felt like an apology to the life they were leaving behind. James slammed the tailgate shut, and the sound cracked through the air like a gunshot. For a moment, no one spoke. He turned back to the house and froze. His eyes shimmered, not just from the smoke, but from the grief curling in his chest like the fire through the hills. He reached up and wiped his face with the back of his arm, but it was too late. The tears betrayed him.
I know it's just land to most people.
He said.
Just dirt and trees, but not to me.
His voice broke.
This place raised me. When I had no one, when Dad died, and Mom left, and Ellie.
His breath caught.
This place held me when no one else did. Every nail in this house has their story. It's more than a house. It's home.
Ruthie stood rooted in place, her chest aching with the weight of his sorrow. Then, gently, she stepped forward. She cupped his face with both hands, rough with ash and sweat. She turned him to her.
James,
she said.
you have me now.
His gaze flicked to hers, confusion swimming behind the grief. She steadied.
You have me.
She repeated, firmer.
I'm your home now. Not this land. Not these fences or trees. Me. I love you. I need you. I'm not going anywhere. I'm your safe place.
He held her then, held her like the world was ending. Because maybe it was. And then he kissed her. Not out of fear, but out of surrender, out of a kind of love that could only be born at the edge of everything. When they finally pulled apart, ash clinging to their lashes and lips, James whispered into her ear.
All right, let's go.
She nodded, tears drying on her cheeks, throat aching. They climbed into the ute. James clicked Bear's harness into place in the back. Ruthie settled into the passenger seat, fingers clutching the dash as he turned the key. They didn't speak. They just drove, windows closed to keep the smoke out, hearts pounding like war drums. Behind them, Naomi followed in her car, steady as ever. But none of them knew what waited on the road ahead, only that they would face it. Together. The dirt road twisted down past the dam, winding through the old gums that lined the fence like ancient sentinels, silent witnesses to generations of storms, but none like this. The wind was no longer a whisper. It screamed now, wild, unrestrained, alive. Inside the ute, Ruthie gripped the edge of her seat. Bear whined behind her, trembling with each gust. Naomi followed in her ute, headlights cutting a path through the thickening smoke. Then James saw it. A single eucalyptus tree, tall, noble, now engulfed. Fire licked its trunk like fingers, claiming what had never asked to be taken. An ember had landed silently, as if by ghost hands, and it was already too late. The flames had crossed the road. James slammed the brakes. The ute skidded, gravel spraying. Ruthie's breath caught in her throat.
No!
She yelled. James reversed, tires shrieking, the world narrowing to smoke, fear, and reflex.
Go around!
Ruthie shouted, twisting in her seat to check behind them.
We can't.
James's voice was sharp, brittle.
That's the only access in or out.
They spun back into the driveway, the familiar yard now drenched in smoke and dread. Naomi was already there, her door swinging open as she stepped out. No words, just a glance, and the shared knowledge. They were trapped. James leapt from the ute. Bear jumped out behind him. Ruthie ran toward the house, legs barely obeying, lungs burning.
What now?
She asked, eyes wide.
We stay.
James said.
We bunker in.
Ruthie stared, stunned. Naomi nodded, voice tight.
We fight. We don't have a choice.
And just like that, the moment passed. No tears, no panic, just action. Ruthie sprinted toward the linen cupboard, yanking fire blankets down. Naomi began sealing windows with wet towels and filling basins. James dragged the last tin sheets to the veranda and hammered them in with hands blistered from speed and heat.
Sprayers!
James yelled. Naomi bolted to the tank.
Pumps primed.
Bear, inside!
Ruthie called, and the dog obeyed, skidding into the hallway. They moved like they were born into this moment, as if fire drills had written their muscle memory, as if some part of them had always known this day would come. Sweat ran down James's face, mixed with ash and memories. Ruthie's palms were raw from hauling sacks of damp soil against every door gap. The sky darkened into something ancient, a sick red, not like a sunset, not like dusk, like war. A distant roar rolled toward them, not thunder, not engines, the growl of a firestorm. The last hose kinked. Ruthie yelled, tears stinging her eyes. She slammed it against the tank. James ran, unkinked it, then grabbed her by the waist and held her for one breathless second. They didn't speak. They didn't need to. Bear barked from inside the house, whining. Naomi ran past them, face grim, arms soaked, shouting.
Front's coming in.
And then, the wind shifted. A rain of embers fell from the sky like stars falling backward. One hit the shed roof, hissing. Another landed in the dry brush by the coop. The world became sound and heat and light and dread. Then, fire. A sigh of death across the paddocks. It whispered through the long grass, curled under the fence, slithered like a serpent up the trees. The air shimmered with unbearable heat. Paint blistered. Wood cracked.
Inside!
James ordered, voice hoarse. They retreated. Ruthie slammed the back door. James locked the front. Naomi double-checked the seals and grabbed the emergency radio. The three of them met in the bathroom, small, tiled, wrapped in wet towels. Bear curled at their feet, tail tucked tight. James pulled Ruthie into his chest. Her body shook.
I'm sorry.
He said.
I should have got us out sooner.
You stayed. You stayed with me. That's all I needed.
She said, gripping him. Naomi reached out and wrapped them both in a fierce, trembling hug. We're together. That's all that matters. They crouched there, the three of them, wrapped in silence and prayer. The walls groaned. Glass cracked. The fire pressed against the house like a hand trying to crush its way in. And still they held on. Not to the house, to each other, to faith, to the belief that love could hold when everything else burned. And in the darkest moment, with the firestorm howling around them, James leaned in close, voice shaking.
Ruthie, if we make it through this,
She looked up.
will you spend the rest of your life with me and marry me?
Ruthie choked on a sob and nodded, pressing her forehead to his.
Yes,
She responded.
yes.
Inside that bathroom, through the ash and fear and trembling hearts, there was something the fire could not reach, hope, and love that did not run.
Thank you for listening to this chapter of Healing on the Land. If this story has touched your heart, I'd love for you to come join me for the next chapter. You can find it here on this channel. If you'd like to support more Christian storytelling, you can purchase the full book or make a donation using the link in the description. Your support, no matter the size, helps us to continue writing stories of faith, healing, and hope. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. May God bless you, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.